So most of us as human beings in this society, we are very wired into our left brain to say, here's this thing that I'm afraid of, and immediately I'm going to react, and I'm going to go into this part of my brain that looks at everything as separation, everything as comparison, everything is this happened before, this will happen next, and I'm going to create this strategy. But I'm creating this strategy from the same frequency that the problem was created.
Yeah, for sure. I was talking to a previous guest. He's an anxiety, one of the world leading anxiety experts.
Mm.
He was saying that when you're actually super anxious in that state of mass resistance to what you're feeling in a state where you want to change a lot, your prefrontal cortex actually shuts down. It goes offline.
Mm-hmm.
And the worst thing you could possibly do is think your way out of the problem.
Yeah, totally.
That you have to be, he recommends, this is like mainstream, matrix medicine. So even he was saying this, that you have to get to a place where your nervous system's calm down enough and you're in a new state of being where you can then address the problem. It goes exactly to what you're saying, is that
but the question is, how do you do that if the brain is so deeply wired into this reactivity of like, I've got to think my way out of it because the way that I'm programmed is like, I'm scared. And like, it's one thing to tell somebody when they're, like, hey, just calm down and create spaciousness, which I tried to do for years to myself. But the issue is that the wiring of our behavioral patterns, the amount of space between the moment that we're triggered and the moment that we react, that's the spaciousness that I'm talking about, that I've been talking about this whole time. Fragility in the nervous system is when there's such a lack of spaciousness that you don't really have a choice but to like just go straight into that behavior. So if you have chronic anxiety, and this is something that's like you find yourself being incredibly reactive, which usually ends in a spiraling of shame, and like it's just like all these low frequency states that just cling to each other, like best friends, and they egg each other on. Yeah. And so very much so that idea of like, you cannot think your way out of it, which is a whole new programming and patterning for people who have continued to use control as a means to feel safe. Yeah. And so there's safety as an illusion, which is this idea of like, I need everything outside of me to be safe. You're never going to win at life if you do that. If you wait for everything outside of you to be controlled, you are in the complete pattern that continues to perpetuate why your nervous system feels so fragile. Yeah. If you recognize that everything outside of you has absolutely nothing to do with your ability to maintain safety in your own system, now you're starting to get it.
Hey, I hope you enjoyed that video. If you want to watch more content, click this video right here. And please don't forget to subscribe right here. Thank you.